Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of iConvo. It is the new podcast that I started along with my brother in arms here, Brad Korn. What's up, Brad? Say good morning. Look at you smiling. He's always smiling.
What's up?
Even when he's not smiling, the guy behind him is smiling. So we just wanted to come on here today for a few minutes because it is the day before Thanksgiving. It is the season of giving, so to speak. It is a great time to just think about what we're grateful for. So I'm going to start off and just say that I'm grateful for a great many things in my life. Least of all, everything. We've got so much going on for us, for those of us who may be going through some struggles and some difficulties. Just hang in there, because everybody's going through something that nothing about. That's the saying that everybody's facing a struggle, going through something you don't understand or know nothing about. So just be kind. But we just wanted to come on here today because, again, it is a season of giving. It is a season to give thanks to everything that we've got in our lives. And Brad, I'm grateful for you, my friend, for who you are in my life. And we've known each other now for 5 years. But what I know, the positive impact you're making in the lives of so many other people. We just wrapped up the New Jersey Basket Brigade, which is affiliated with the Tony Robbins Basket Brigade, and we did 210 baskets this year, which will feed anywhere between 1,200 to possibly even as much as 1,500 or 1,600 people. And Brad, you were one of the contributors to that, so I'm grateful for you and for everyone that's contributed. So it is a season of giving. So we just wanted to come on this morning or this afternoon, depending where you're watching from, just to remind everyone of where we are and just how grateful we should be for the great many things in our lives, even the difficult things, the difficult people, the struggles that we go through are strengthening us to prepare us for what it is that it's coming into our lives. So anyway, Brad, tell us a little bit about what you got going on and what some of your thoughts are on this little thing that, like I titled it, should be on here somewhere. If it's not, I guess I have to put my glasses on to figure that out. But it is, like I said, the secret to living is giving. The more you give, the better you feel. So,
well, yeah, and it is about being grateful too. And it's for listeners that are in here. If you're doing the same thing, kind of listing off the things that you're grateful for, there may be things that are available that you could even be more grateful for, but you haven't seen them show up yet, right? And I mean, one of those things that I'm grateful for when we met 5 years ago was the Clubhouse app. It sounds kind of crazy, but guys, I'm telling you, it's what I'm grateful for is being plugged into the conversations every day, 5 days a week that keep you focused and keep you pushing forward. Keep me pushing forward. So I am inviting anybody listening to this is one thing you can add to your grateful list next year. I can't imagine that you would come to the Clubhouse app, go look for the Achievers Breakfast Club. We're in that room every day, 5 days a week, 7:30 to 9 Eastern. That's 6:30 to 8 my time. And as early as, 4:30 to 6 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. However, it really is powerful conversations, and it's loose, casual conversations too. Sometimes, we just had a great couple days, and there's still messages trickled in there, but it's just people and being genuine and having good conversations and being plugged into that. I'm most grateful for that. So that now you and I are working together to help people get through the struggles. The real estate industry in general, I would tend to believe that 60% of the real estate agents out there have second jobs right now. Just every time you hear the statistics that, 3 out of 4 realtors haven't sold a house in the last 12 months, or maybe even just sold 1 or 2. Real estate's a great business. It's unlimited income, unlimited opportunities. You can make as much as you want to make if you're doing the right things and you have the right mental, setup and stay plugged into that so that you're working on your business. So you don't have to have a second job. So Yeah, that's one of the things I think just talking today is just sharing what we have learned to help people, take their businesses to the next level. Obviously, I'm thankful for my real estate business, selling 70 to 100 homes a year over the last 30 years. 20 of those years, 20 plus years, it was 100 homes a year every year. So even through the dozen different market shifts and changes that we've been through, I'm thankful for Michael Gerber writing E-Myth, the E-Myth, Why Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It, Entrepreneur Myths, that he wrote that book over 30 years ago. And I read it cover to cover and applied those systems in my real estate business to produce those results consistently, persistently, and with as few team members as one and a team as big as 9. It didn't, we did 100 sales a year because the system ran the business. So being able to bring that in the E-Myth real estate agent book and share, Michael was able to get that out of my head and share how we did that. It's kind of a flyover of how to systematize your business, not the actual specific systems, but I can give you all those. Just track me down, right? And that, again, Tony and I sharing those on this podcast. So yeah, Tony, just thankful for everything, life, what it's produced, and that it just keeps producing and keeps coming and staying plugged into the right people around you.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. Just the fact that we're getting together every day, it's that accountability that we hold each other to a higher standard. We lift each other up because, again, everybody has down times. Everybody has down days, whether it be in their business, whether it be the real estate business or any other business. There's struggles that we all encounter, that we all go through. But again, it is those struggles that make us stronger. It's about learning to adapt to different market conditions, to learning to adapt to change. And those who adapt survive, right? And we as humans are the most adaptable creatures on earth, right? Whether we're going through good times or bad times, whatever it is, we're just always growing, we're always moving. And again, just wanted to come on here today just to remind everyone to be thankful, because we all have so much to be thankful for, not just today, not just tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but every day. And again, I'm grateful for the relationships that I've formed over the many years, both through the real estate industry over the last 35 years, through my Tony Robbins family, my Tony Robbins world, as a trainer there, and all the friends and connections that I have there. Grateful for, of course, family and friends and our health and all the little things. And, and I would say this for anyone who says, well, I don't know what to be grateful for. Just think about it. You woke up this morning, you're watching this, you have technology, you have electricity, you have your health, your heart is beating, your lungs are working without you even thinking about it. You have, hopefully and fortunately, you have your eyes to be able to see, your ears to be able to hear, your mouth to be able to speak, and everything that comes with it. So it is important to focus on that. And in this time of year in particular, there's so many people that are struggling because the struggle is real, right? Whether you're struggling financially, whether you're in real estate or any other place, because of what's happening in the world, there's a lot of instability. Yet don't focus on that. Focus on what's good. Focus on the abundance in your life, not the scarcity. Oftentimes we focus on scarcity. We focus on what we don't have in our lives as opposed to focusing on what we do have. Because the bad things, one of the things I learned from my mentor, Tony, is that, the bad things in life, the bad memories, the bad things that are currently happening, bad things that happened in the past, those things are always available. You can focus on that and just be miserable all the time, which is what a lot of people do. They focus on the bad, but guess what? The good is also available. Even if it's just one good thing, one good relationship, one good conversation, the sun is shining, whatever, your pet, your friends, your family, your neighbors, whatever you've got that you have to be grateful for, just focus on that one thing, because that's the crazy thing about our human psychology is our brain. If you're truly in gratitude, stress, is not impacting you the same way. Anger, frustration, fear goes away once you're truly grateful to your creator, to the universe, whatever you believe in, as to where you are and how you are, to really be grateful, but not just to say the words, but to feel the words, to have the emotional connection to that. And the other thing that I wanted to say, and that's something I spoke to Brad offline before coming on, is, there's a lot of people that are alone this season. And if you have room at your Thanksgiving table, there's always room for one more. Invite a neighbor, invite someone that you know it might be spending the time alone because they've lost family members, because they've moved to a new place, or you never know what's going on. So open up a space, open up a seat at your table if you could, or if nothing else, just reach out to the neighbor, reach out to that person that you know may be alone or maybe having some struggles, and just let them know that there's somebody out there that cares. Because I can guarantee you this: if you're struggling, especially during the holiday seasons, because it's one of the toughest times of the year that a lot of people ruminate on what's happening in life, what's happened, what they've lost, and it's a difficult time of year. There's that seasonal depression. There's especially around the holidays. So if you're that person, reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to reach out, because there's always somebody willing to lend an ear. Just reach out to somebody. Don't go through life alone, right? Reach out for help. Somebody's always out there willing to help. Certainly help. And message one of us. You know, I've had occasions where, you know, and I think I've mentioned this once to you before, Brad. I was on the phone with someone probably 4 or 5 years ago. Actually 6, because that was just before COVID. And this person was in from Europe, and she was excited to be here for Thanksgiving, but she didn't know anyone. She was just going to go out. You know, she was in New York. She was just going to go out to dinner. I said, listen, why don't you jump on the train and come to my house? So she had Thanksgiving with us. It was somebody that I only knew on social media through, you know, the coaching, the training in the Tony Robbins world and everything else. So she came over, she had dinner with us, and she had a great time, and she had a great experience that she wouldn't have otherwise have had to go home and share with her friends. So we're all blessed to have more than what we need. Many of us, but less more than many. And even if you don't have that much, it's still more than so many. We are living sometimes our mundane, normal, average, boring day may very well be somebody else's version of a dream, right? We're living the dream for a lot of people. So just wanted to kind of put that out in the world, and just reach out. If you're alone, if you are struggling with something, just reach out to someone. There's always someone willing to lend a hand, to lend an ear, for a kind word, whatever it is. And if you're that person that knows that someone like that, just smile at somebody. Speak to them. It costs $0.00 to be a good person. So I think it's a great time of year to be reminded of that and to practice that.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say, if you're listening to this, and, you know, most people can figure out something to be grateful for. But as you say it, you're not really as grateful as you hope you would be, or there's something missing. Let's just say you're struggling in your real estate business, because I know I'm talking to 60% of the people right there, maybe 80. And there's anything that you wish you were being thankful for, it's take action. So here we are having this conversation, talking about this stuff, because maybe there is something from the past that is keeping you from busting through or breaking through. Or, you know, if you have that feeling at all, I'm telling you, get the Clubhouse app. The one great room is in that morning, an hour and a half every weekday. That group is there just to plug in. We had somebody show up the other day that had some tests coming up to see, was it cancer that she was worried about she might have? Yeah. And I mean, literally, just, she may have been in the room before, but she doesn't come regularly, but she popped in because she knew that room was there, and she got some positive energy out of it, and actually ended up turning into a really huge, like, doing some fasting thing to get her body cleansed, to go through the process as best as she possibly can. Just like when one of our friends found out they had cancer, and they were cutting out sugar and alcohol. And it was like, I think it was like 3 months. So my wife and I mean, they're our friends. They are who we sit down and have a cigar and a drink with every once in a while. And we just said, you know, we're going to do it with them. And it's just like that support. And everybody got that support, because several people did do the fasting with her to help her get through that. And you definitely did it, Tony. You went 5 days, man.
That was not easy.
5 days. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is, plug into a community where you can start thinking bigger and better, And believe me, like, in a very nice way, we won't let you stay where we can see that it's holding you back. So it is about plugging into this conversation, this call here, just hearing the stuff and hearing it again and hearing it again and hearing it again. It's just a programming, right? So that's why we have these iconic conversations. They're just conversations. It's not like show up here and we'll give you the 3 things that are going to make you $1 million tomorrow, because those don't exist.
Well, I will say that, listen, we do share a lot of things that if you do implement, you could. We're certainly not selling you on that. And but we are doing is we're sharing knowledge, we're sharing information, we're sharing wisdom. And knowledge is great, but until, I said this to somebody the other day, knowledge is a battery. It doesn't matter how big the battery is or how much knowledge there is, until you plug that thing into something, to somewhere to make it work, then it's kind of useless. It's just a dead weight, and they're heavy. So it's a lot of weight to carry if you're not using it for good. If you're not using it to improve yourself, improve your life, improve your business, improve the lives of those around you. And, one of the things I often say is that that the greatest gift we've ever been given aside from life is the gift of potential. And then the greatest gift we can give back is to tap into that potential and help not just ourselves and our families, but to help those around us, and hopefully leave everyone you meet and everywhere you go a little better than you found it. Right. So, this is a great space. And now we've already had done 1 or 2 incredible interviews, which haven't posted yet. We're still working out the logistics of posting and everything else, but we are going to have some amazing speakers, amazing leaders coming on here, those iconic leaders. And again, one of which is, of course, the great Brad Korn that's here with me today. One of the, bringing iconic leaders to have those conversations, to bring some introspection, to bring some knowledge, some wisdom, to bring attention to some things, to help you push through whatever some of those limitations and limiting beliefs that you may have in your business, in your life, in your relationships. Because again, we all have struggles. Every single one of us has struggles. I had a conversation with a young lady over the weekend that was helping us, and she's going through some difficult things. And I said, look, we all go through difficult moments. I've gone through difficult moments, and I'll inevitably go through more difficult moments in our life, because listen, pain and suffering is unfortunately part of life. But pain is part of life. Suffering, however, let me just rephrase that. Suffering is a choice. And what does that mean? Does that mean that you're choosing to suffer all the time? No, not necessarily. Is when you're in pain and you're going through a difficult struggle, there is suffering, right? During that event, during that time, during that period, there is suffering. God knows I've had my share, and I know, Brad, you've certainly had your share as well. Yet the pain, while it's going to be there, and especially when you lose someone, I heard something the other day, and I'm going to bounce to another idea here in a second, but I heard from someone the other day that holding on to grief, holding on to pain is heavy. It's heavy. It weighs a lot. And people say that over time it gets easier. It doesn't get easier. What happens is you get stronger. So that weight is easier to carry. There's a great line I heard the other day. It says, just because I carry it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. What we do is we grow mentally, emotionally, physically, so that we're able to carry that weight a little harder. So it's a little easier to move forward through life, but we're getting stronger as that happens. So going back to it, I told her, I said, look, we're all going through struggles. And I told her about some of the things, and she was kind of amazed, like, oh my God, I had no idea. Well, the reality of it is everybody goes through struggles, right? Some people just carry it better than others. Some people hide it as opposed to dealing with it, which is not good either. Because, another great line that I've heard and I refer to a lot is that emotions buried alive never die, or feelings buried alive never die. So you have to process through whatever it is that you may be working through. But it's possible. There is light at the end of the tunnel. The good news is that if you're going through great times, enjoy them, relish them, soak it in, because it won't last. The good news is that if you're going through hard times, bad, difficult times, just hang in there, keep pushing through, because fortunately, difficult times don't last either. Just like these crazy storms that we get, like physical storms, hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever it is, the storm comes and it's bad, but it also passes. Nothing lasts forever. Every night has its dawn, and it is always darkest before dawn. So if you're going through a dark period, just keep pushing forward, because dawn is just around the corner. And if you just stop, then maybe you won't get to that dawn. You won't see that light. There's a saying that says, if you're going through hell, why are you going to stop? Keep going. Keep going is what I would say. And again, like I said, just reach out to whoever whoever you think may be able to lend an ear. And again, and I say this because it is the season of giving. It is a season of kindness. And whether you're giving it away or whether you need a little bit of it, just reach out to people that care. There's always somebody out there.
Yeah. No, I hope if you tuned in, it's helpful, and it gives you hope if you're struggling a little bit, or just a reminder if you are doing well to reach out and touch other people, because a lot of people do not like to ask for help. So sometimes it's being aware that something's not right, and maybe you have to call them out on it a little bit. Hey, everything okay? Are you doing all right for real? And if there's a relationship and trust there, you may find out that there might be something that's going on and they just need to unload. So, and then again, you're not going to change somebody's trajectory in whatever, if they are in hell, it's not going to happen right then, but it's getting them plugged into the right places and staying in touch with them to keep that positive motivation to get out of that and turn that around and start seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody, we know, we've seen everything, like just miracles happen with people. You can also choose to stay where you are too. If you don't take any action, you can stay there for a while. It's not going to happen by itself. You still have to make some movement to move in the right direction. So yeah, I just, hopefully this was a good message for somebody out there to hear at this time, and to actually, one, be grateful for, like, being on purpose about being grateful for what you do have, even if it's not quite as good as you wanted it to be. I mean, electricity we take for granted, right? Water. Dude, you know how my brain totally gets screwed up when I go to the bathroom and I think about plumbing. Who the heck created something that doesn't plug in, that takes all the wastewater out of our house, the shower, everything, and takes it away from your house and makes it available? And I mean, we don't pay for that. You don't have to plug it in. It works no matter what. If all the electricity turned off, guess what? The bathroom still works. It just blows my mind that somebody would even think of that and how that would work. So anyway, just to kind of bring it back full circle, no matter what it is, it's getting people plugged into a constant message and the right people to keep growing and keep pulling through that. So we just appreciate the opportunity to be able to even just throw this on the table, and hopefully it did something for everybody listening. So, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And the other thing that I would just say is, reach out to the people that you think you may not need to reach out for, because sometimes the strongest people, the ones that are always helping someone else, those are the people that don't ask for help, and sometimes they struggle on their own.
Yeah, I would almost say reach out to everyone.
Is made out of stone. We're all flesh and blood. So call your sister.
Yeah, I think
my internet is a little sketchy.
Yeah.
My internet's getting a little sketchy here. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So, I mean, I think we've said enough to kind of inspire everybody to reach out to everyone, go from A to Z, because you don't know who's going through what. Great successful people that look good on the outside still might be dealing with something on the inside. So reach out to everyone that you have that knows you and who you know, and then stay in touch with them. It's amazing what will happen with you, the opportunities, whatever business or product or service or anything that you're doing. You don't have to call them and sell them anything. Just stay connected with people. Eventually, good things and great opportunities come out of that. So
Yeah,
I'm a product
100%.
of that. 100 sales a year in real estate is just staying in touch with people. I'm not like some ultimate cold caller or, you know, auto dialer, and I just call and say, do you want to sell? Do you want to sell? You want to sell? I just stay in touch with people, and my phone rings. People call me and go, hey, I think we're ready to find out what our house is worth or whatever it might be. So I'm kind of the product of stay in touch with every single person, every person.
Yeah, 100%. And whether that's through a text message, phone call, just an email, send them a quick video. And again, it's a great time of year. There's so many people that fight, so many people that are angry at each other for whatever reason. Great time of year to just make up and just let people know that you care. And
one at a time. You can do your mass, whatever. If you want to shoot a video and you want to shoot it to 1,000 people, great. But then personally touch 5 a day. It'll take you 10 months to get through all 1,000 people, but you're still doing whatever you're doing. Just add this little layer of the personal touch to every single person and just chunk out a few every day. 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever, but do it every single day. It's transforming.
Yeah, and that little reach out, that little conversation could be the difference for that person's day, that person's week, that person's month. Again, just reach out and touch someone, as the old AT&T commercial would have said, right? Just reach out and touch someone.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all. That's the message for today. Just be grateful for the people in your life. Let them know that they matter, because you matter, by the way. If you're watching this, you matter. And somebody out there loves you, and you're here for a reason. So I appreciate you all. And Brad, thank you again for who you are, how you show up. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the impact that you're making out in the world. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, by the way, specifically because Mary Lynn and Robert have been on here and they've been chatting with us. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all who watch after the fact and are watching live or the replay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to your family. And yeah, spread a little love, a little kindness.
Have a great end of the year and enjoy all the holidays and friends and family.
That's it. And join us next week. We'll jump on for another 15, 20 minutes sometime next week. Maybe we even with a special guest. Who knows? Stay tuned. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Appreciate you all.